Hey guys, this is Joseph Monte here, and we're talking about the engineering CAD class for civil and mining engineers. I will be your guide, mentor, buddy, grader, whatever you want to call me, for the remainder of this class. You'll recognize my voice more than you will me. If you're in the 12:30 class, more than likely I will not be able to come to your class. I have a class during that time. If you're in the 2 o'clock class, consider yourself lucky. I'll be there every week to help you with problems and concerns. Most of the time I will make videos for you guys to help you guys out. So let's get started. I've opened the CAD, and if you've noticed, I've opened it, and it's a purple one. It's English Imperial. That's the one we want. I have two monitors going at once, so you can only see this one, which is the CAD, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. So this is what opens up when we open CAD. Just a few logistical things. At the top we call this the ribbon. This came in around 2010 to AutoCAD. It's different from what they normally have. They have tabs at the top and then buttons everywhere. I'm more of a command bar type of guy since I was using CAD before around 1998 was when I started. And so I'm old school. I like to type a lot of things. I may type things. I try to say them out loud exactly what I do just to help you guys out. Also, let me turn on a few things. If you'll notice, we have grid lines. We have an X and a Y coordinate. We're in Cartesian coordinates, so we're in XY. So let's get started on homework 1 before we begin, before we get too crazy. So homework 1 asks, the first thing it asks us to do is build a fountain. Okay, construct a fountain, detail shown below at point 100, 100. Okay, easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a line, and we're going to find 100, 100. So I'm going to go to line, create line. I can do it that way. I can type in line because I'm a command bar type of guy, or there's a shortcut. You can just type in L, and that's a shortcut for line. So I'm going to hit OK. Specify the first point. Okay, you see it's talking there. That's because I have dynamic input. So it no longer says that on my screen, but it does say it down on this command bar line, and I'm very in tune to this command bar line down here. So I'm going to specify the first point as the origin, 0, 0. Okay, the next point I want to be my 100, 100 feet. So all I'm going to do is type 100, 100. Boom. So there's my line, but you might not be able to see it because you might be zoomed out way the heck over here. So there's an easy fix for that. I'm going to type in zoom, enter, and now if you notice down here it asks me all of these different things, and I want extent. So the extent of what I have drawn to this point. So I can type in extents, or I could click extents. So this is my line, 0, 0, 100, 100. That's cool. So I'm going to zoom in with my mouse wheel, scrolling in. And if you click and hold the mouse wheel, that's your pan hand. Okay, and I'm going to create this fountain looking thing. It's technically two rectangles when one is at a 45 degree. So I'm going to make this off to the side, and then I'm going to move it into place. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a rectangle. Now we're going to create this rectangle a little bit differently than we created the line. So I'm going to pick just some arbitrary start point over here to the right, left click, and now it's going to ask me to specify the next corner. Now, we tell you it's 5 feet square. Okay, you can see that from the drawing, and we tell you. But if I type in 5, 5, it's going to go all the way down here to 5, 5. And that's not what we want. So we want a relative dimension to our start point. So how we do that is we use the @ symbol. So if you hit Shift 2, you get this @ sign. And now I'm going to type in 5, 5. So it's telling the program I want a square 5 over, 5 up from my start point. So this is cool. This is our square. This is the start of our fountain. I'm going to go to Object Snap down here, and that allows me, if I create another line, so I'm going to hit L to snap to certain things. So this is an endpoint snap. This is a midpoint snap. So I'm just going to draw a bisector in my rectangle, square. Hit Enter now to get out of that. Exit also gets out of things, so if you hit exit, it will say cancel on the command bar. That's cool too. And now I want to create another one, but I want it to be rotated 45 degrees. So I can use this. This is a rotate command up here, or I can type it. I'm a typer, so I type in rotate. Right? Now here it says select the objects that you rotate. I want to select this one. This is the object I want to rotate. So I've selected it with the left click, and now I want to hit OK. So I'm going to right click. That's all I want to rotate. Okay, now it asks me to specify the base point. The base point is the middle of this line, so it should be a triangle, midpoint. Okay, now down here you said specify rotation angle or copy or reference. Well, I don't want to delete my first one because I want that star, so I want to copy. So I'm going to hit copy, and I have it preset for 45. You can change that, but I type 45 anyways, so I want it 45 degrees. Bam. So this is the general shape of the star, but I want to get rid of these lines in here, and I can't just delete that. It will delete the whole thing when I left click to select it. So how we get around that is we're going to trim the lines. The trim button is up here. I type trim because I'm a typer, and now it's going to ask us select objects or select all. I always select all, so I'm just going to right click first, and now I'm going to left click of what I want to trim. I want to trim that, and just go all the way around. Trim, trim, trim. Okay, now if I try to trim this bisector line, I can't because it's not intersecting anything. What is it going to trim from? Nothing. It's a stand-alone line. I can't trim it, but that's fine. So I'm going to delete this for the time being. Oh, another cool thing. If you highlight towards the left, you see this green window. It's basically saying select everything I touch. So if you notice, this line down here is selected. Let's say I don't want that. I only want my fountain. If you select to the right, it's blue. So you have to completely enclose the object you want to select. Just a neat little trick, but I want to delete this. Delete. And if you notice, these are all different lines. No two are connected. And that can be a problem for the next step we're going to do. So we want to join them. So I'm going to use the join command. J-O-I-N. Hit enter. And I'm going to select all the objects. So it's blue, so I don't hit that construction line that I built. So I highlighted them all, and now I'm going to right click. Okay, and it's told me down here 12 segments joined into 2 polylines. Cool, but I only want 1 polyline, so I'm going to do it again. Type in the join command, highlight everything I want, right click. Cool, now it's 1 polyline. It's one continuous thing. So we're told that the fountain is 6 inches thick. So we're going to use a command called offset. And offset is somewhere up here. Where'd you go? Right here, offset. But I'm a typer, so I type in offset. And now it says specify offset distance. Well, it's 6 inches, so it's half of 1 foot. So the answer is going to be 0.5. Hit enter or right click. Select the objects we want to offset. Left click the star. Left click the inside. Boom, we have a perfect fountain. This is what we want. But it's not in the right place yet. So I'm going to draw a line, bisecting it again. Boom. And I'm going to use this move button, or you can type in the move command, move. So I'm going to highlight my fountain. Boom. Right click, select the base point, that triangle again, that's what we want to select. And we're going to move it to that. And we should have the endpoint snap on as well, endpoint. So now I'm going to delete this because this is now in the right place. The next step is we're going to start building our house. And how we do that is we need, what does it say, 25 feet from the center of the fountain, construct a 42 by 44 foot rectangle with the center of the bottom line at 100, 125. Okay, easy enough. So we're going to do this a different way. I can do a line command again. So if you notice, I type in L. I want this center again. I've turned on dynamic input. The previous professor, Professor Kelly, doesn't like this. This is the only way I model. I love dynamic input. I am sold. I'm in love. I put a ring on it. I married it. I love it. So what it does is it allows me to enter calculations on the fly without actually knowing what I want. So you see it says 7.7544 at 90 degrees. Well, I can make that what I want. So I can do 25 less than symbol 90 degrees. Boom. So now I put in a line 25 feet at 90 degrees from this X, and here's the X. If you want, you can turn on orthogonal view, and now you can only draw lines in perpendicular to the X or Y axis, right? Unless you snap to something. So that's cool. That's the bottom of our house. I'm going to wait to start the next video, so watch the second video and we'll get more into